All right, so today we're going to get into our ones to watch metaverse portfolio. I've been building on this for a little bit and also have added a lot of new projects to it. But now this is a little different than my top tier video and also different than my high risk. So variations is ones to watch is something that I'm interested in. I definitely would look at owning them and definitely would try to do something with whether it's new acquisition, but not necessarily hold. So it's kind of like that ones to watch. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back to TechPath. Let's get into it a little bit today and really dive into, and I want to start on some of these projects that are new to this portfolio and just get right into it because I know you guys like these lists, wanting to run down as many as we can. We'll jump to a handful of these as well just to give you kind of an idea of what they are. Obviously, you've got, I want to go to the first one here, which is Terra Virtua. This one right here is a new project that I just added to this portfolio. Let me zoom in a little bit. So as you can see, brand new acquisition. It's one that I am interested in, and there is a reason for this. Let's take a look at them. We'll go to the year to date and kind of see where this one has been running. Definitely way off from its all-time high back in March, which obviously we've seen a lot of our projects that had all-time highs back in March. The fall off of the crypto categories and mainly around where Bitcoin and the market was really kind of going through that tough summer. And then we saw a little bit of movement and then a correction right here. This, I think, the reason where it is right now, I think is a good buy. So hence it's a discount. And because of where Terra Virtua is going, it's related a lot to where Ecomi and Vivi are kind of tucked away. If you looked at their website here, Terra Virtua gets into a ton of digital collectibles, introduction to collectibles. But look at the list right here. You've got Pacific Rim, Lost in Space, Godzilla was in there, Dynamite, Top Gun, etc. I think licensing leadership is going to be very key in the NFT collectible space. Whether it's Vivi, will there only be one Vivi? This is one of those kinds of projects that is, hey, there's an alternate opportunity here that I think will take a little different spin, which is why it's kind of interesting. So I like this one to stay in the portfolio. The other one I want to look at here is Rally, R-L-Y. This one also is a project that is a new acquisition for me, even though it has been on my watch list for quite some time. Again, big high back here in March and April. We saw the slide off, a little bit of a run up there in September. And then really since then, we've seen this downward move right here. I wish I'd have caught it right here on 12.15 at 34 cents, but it's trading at 38 cents right now. Again, Rally is one of those projects that has a potential to really kind of change the dynamic of how things are being done. So this is, as you can see here, crypto for creative communities. There hasn't been a real solution just yet that has absolutely exploded, and I think there will be. Now, is 2022 the year for the creative community to really see what the metaverse holds for them? That will be the big question. A project like Rally could be the potential launch pad for a lot of where it's going. And this is going to be, how does Rally work? Launch your own social token, enables transactions, access, and more creative solutions around your economy. Create your own coin. This kind of goes back to this whole project like maybe Socios, who does like the club tokens for the soccer leagues, etc. This is how I see something like this going. You know who would be interesting right here is Joe Rogan. If Joe Rogan jumped in here as a creative, created his own coin, his own token, boom. That would give you an example if he started to create an ecosystem around that. And if you haven't listened to his last podcast, he actually started talking a little bit about this. And I think this is a good example of how creators could potentially dive into a whole ecosystem. They've already done it on YouTube. We've done it on YouTube. The idea there is obviously, sure, you get paid for ads, but what are the external opportunities in the metaverse that we haven't seen on traditional 2D creator networks like what we've seen here on YouTube or podcasts or all that? What about comedy clubs? Like you look at that, maybe environments or music or scenarios where you have a whole element of whether it's services, education, all those kind of things that could play into the metaverse. This is where Rally could play into this for creators. So watch that one for sure. Another one, of course, that we've talked about here on the show, and that is Star Atlas. This is one, again, this is one I've invested in over the last few months. And again, it's another project that is a big project in the gaming category. Again, though I do believe where Star Atlas is going, if they achieve it, this will absolutely be one of the biggest things that we will know about on the metaverse. And the way I kind of perceive it is think of it as the Fortnite, the Halo of where and what we could see in blockchain gaming. So that's a good one. Babylon is another one that I've talked about here on the show before. Babby trading right now at 12 cents, up a little bit here, and the position is, moderate, but losing a little bit of money. The other one I like here, of course, is Place Wars, kind of our network favorite right here in terms of rising star games. Place War is an interesting one. If you look at where this one has come from, let's go back to the year to date. Kind of had that nice little bump there last, or right here in November, when we started talking about it, which was mid-November. They came onto the scene, big jump, had a little bit of a dive off, and then right here was a great opportunity for a first entry point, and this was an additional to add to the bag, which is what I did, and continue to hold on this one. I still think this project, because of where it's going and what they're trying to do, because remember, they're launching their land side of things. It's called Placedonia. With the success we've seen in the metaverse around land acquisitions, and there are many of them, you had Big Time with their space. You have obviously Sandbox with what's happening there. You've got, just go down the list. Place War, when they launch Placedonia, which will be their land component, that's when I think this would be a good example of maybe taking some profits if you are holding this. This might be a good DCA or dollar cost average opportunity for you to get into. So Place Wars, then go to Gods Unchained, still again, because this is one of those projects, some of these projects that are gaming elements that definitely have potential. Gods Unchained, good tie-in. Flow, this one is interesting because of how it's tied into the Rails side of things, and this is something you've heard me talk about before on the show, and that is where and what are going to drive the engine of the metaverse. All of those mechanicals, those ecosystems, the technologies that drive that, including hardware at some point, will be a very key element to what is going to happen in the metaverse around great projects to invest in. But if you look at Flow, they were back here in really kind of just running up the charts. And then, of course, May hit. We know what happened then. And we had that massive fall off. This was a great opportunity right here at their bottom at 667. It came back out of the cellar and rose to around 26 bucks right there, and then has moved back down. Again, this is one of those projects that I feel like is a discount right now, and with what we're seeing with Flow and or with the metaverse in general, because of the tie-in to the NFT side of things. And I think that's going to be the key element that Flow brings to the market. So lots of ecosystem elements. And if you look at their partnership list here, definitely have been at work right there. 5,000 developers on it, 675 active projects, network nodes. This is more of an NFT component and how it all slides into the metaverse. Remember, NFT collectibles, we've talked about that also, I think, a lot here on the show, in the sense of that could be the next generation for gaming, and any of those kinds of technologies and or infrastructures that can help that facilitate are going to be huge, so hence Flow. The other thing about that I think that is interesting is that some of these projects are going out to the market with more of a strategy around NFT assets and collectibles than they are with tokens. And that's a strategy that I think you need to pay attention to, because there will be a surrounding group of tokens that will kind of help that transpire within the metaverse. Think about things like Big Time. Big Time and their space. We talked about this. We had a video dedicated to Big Time about this very specific issue. But they've got a lot of digital assets that are kind of moving in that space. So that would be another area that I would keep an eye on in terms of metaverse, in terms of digital assets and those assets becoming valuable, 1x, 2x, 5x, etc. GameStarter, another one that I like, definitely one that I've been talking about here on the show for a few months, and it is one that I will continue to hold in the portfolio. Mobox, Another one that we had on our previous Metaverse top picks video, good one. NFT Trade, this is another one that also was on my top picks video not too long ago. And I like NFT Trade and just what they're doing overall. When you look at the NFT market itself, again, utility NFTs will be the real guiding light of next year. So you want to look at projects and how they get brought out. And I think NFT is going to be a big part of that. Then you've got situations like Tezos, who's really moving into the space, new partnerships out there. WaxP, which we're going to have them on the show not too long ago. WaxP is kind of an interesting one in the sense that I just don't know. I look at Wax, and because it's been around for quite some time, and I've invested in this one quite some time ago, and it is one of those projects that I think just has that metaverse credibility that can definitely, kind of like Binance Coin. If you think of where BNB is going and what BSC, Binance Smart Chain, has and means to the metaverse because of just all the potential projects. And I've talked about this before on the other video about this with the metaverse portfolios, and that is whoever wins the idea of developer communities, the potential in the minds of developers, that's where a lot of the growth is going to be seen in 2022. That's the challenge I see with Ethereum versus, say, BNB, which is on my last token on this list, BNB, the coin. And this is one that I think, BNB right now is currently priced a little bit lower at $569. We've seen this coin over $600. So the opportunity here, I think, for Binance Smart Chain is big because of all the entry points of new gaming platforms. The fact that Asia has become such a mecca for where the gaming community is developing from, whether you believe in the metaverse or whether you believe in digital assets, a lot of that is coming out of Asia. And of course, Binance Smart Chain and their ability to what they're doing with Binance Labs, that I think is going to really open up the floodgates in terms of developers and also projects coming onto the system. Hence why BNB would be another project. Again, it's kind of like almost like a stable coin to me, even though it does have volatility. The potential for it to be utilized in the metaverse in terms of the projects, acquisition of them, whether you're trading over on MetaMask, you're going to use BNB over there to do that acquisition, and many of these projects are only available through PancakeSwap or via MetaMask. So you just got to be watching out for those kinds of utility aspects of crypto in general, back to WaxP and also Binance Coin and where that might be going. So lots to really kind of touch on here. Just as a reminder, some of the ones that were new to my list were Thetan Arena. That's a new one, about 30 days old. Terra Virtua, brand new to my list. Chromia I've had for a while. Rally, brand new. Star Atlas I've had for a while. Babby I've had for a bit. And Place Wars I've had for a bit. Gods Unchained, even though we've talked about it, it's a new acquisition for me. Flow, I've had it for a period of time, and that's kind of the bottom of the list of the ones that I've just added to. So we'll see how these roll out in 2022. Again, this is my ones to watch. Now, what does that mean, ones to watch? Does that mean that this is the end-all, be-all metaverse? No, you want to revert back to our top-tier metaverse videos for that. The ones to watch are the ones that I know have a potential to make gains and or have a potential to really do some interesting things around partnerships, things of that nature that will obviously bring gains to it. Just remember, when we do these market movers, very key thing here is we'll pull together this research, we'll give you this data, and the key thing here is it's not investment advice. Hopefully this has got you moving in the right direction on your research for your own metaverse portfolio. And hopefully there's some ideas in here that you can take from mine. You can build it, get to it, and hopefully you take a look and do some of the things we've done this year in the metaverse, which is absolutely insane for metaverse gains for profitability. So lots to really kind of unpack there. We are going to do another video on high risk. So we will get to that. Maybe it's before or after this one, but make sure and watch out for the high risk portfolio. We've done a couple of them in the past. They do pretty well. I think people like to see those new projects. There's one thing interesting about this video, though, if you haven't seen it already, is that it is a brand new high risk portfolio for 2022. I only kept one token in it from my previous high-risk video. So we'll definitely want to break into that one too. All right, you guys are listening in over on the podcast. Listen, this is the best place, and that is YouTube, to jump over here, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button as well, because this is a way for us to understand what you really like to watch, whether it's portfolio analysis, project analysis, maybe you like the bigger picture of where crypto is going, or technology that underlies all of blockchain. Whatever it is that makes you tick, when you look at when you're watching some of our videos, just give us a like button, because that will help us understand that. If you have an idea for a show or a project you want us to check out, hit it in the comments below. And of course, you can always reach me up on Twitter @Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.